Ky këtu është Bruno, I cili ka udhëtuar 5 muaj rresht nga Kroacia në përvende të ndryshme të lindjes. Welcome Bruno to the show.
Hello, welcome guys.
Tell us about your trip of 5 months.
I went to the trip last October. I've been in 10 countries following
Tetorin e kaluar filloi një udhëtim
following Serbia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Lebanon, Syria, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan and Kurdistan, Iraq.
në 10 vende të ndryshme, duke filluar nga Serbia, Bulgaria, Turqia, Armenia, Azerbajxhani, Gjeorgjia dhe më pas ka shkuar dhe në Iran dhe Irak.
I went to this trip with hitchhiking with autostop because I think that was the best way to experience the whole Middle East, because people down there are so hospitable. I've been also to some kind of more dangerous places or countries to see with my own eyes what's actually really going on there.
E bëri gjithë të udhëtimin me autostop sepse donte të shikonte vërtet se çfarë ndodh atje dhe të njihte njerëzit mirë, dhe gjithashtu shkoi në këta vendet që konsiderohen më shumë të rrezikshëm sepse donte ta shikonte me të vërtetë se çfarë ndodhte atje.
I find many things in the news regarding Iran and Iraq to actually be quite wrong, and I think those are one of the most hospitable countries I have ever been to.
Në televizion ka shumë lajme që Irani dhe Iraku janë shumë të rrezikshme, por ky e ka parë vetë dhe thotë që janë nga vendet më të bukura dhe më mikpritëse.
In Turkey, I had one of the best experiences in hitchhiking. It was so easy. They have really beautiful nature and they definitely have the best food I ever tried in my life.
Në Turqi ka patur eksperiencën e autostopit më të mirë në të gjithë udhëtimin dhe thotë që ka gjithashtu ushqimin më të mirë që ka provuar në jetën e tij.
And also in Iran, the hospitality was even greater. They have completely different kind of nature. And it turned out to be one of my favorite countries by far.
Një nga vendet më të preferuara është Irani sepse ka një mikpritje që ky nuk e imagjinonte dot. So you started in end of October from Serbia.
Yeah.
What are the differences of Serbia and Croatia after 30 years of being separate? Kroacia me Serbin kanë 30 vjet që nuk janë më në të njëjtin shtet të Jugosllavisë dhe po e pyesin për ndryshimet që kanë ndërmjet njëra tjetrës.
Well, from what I can see and from what I can tell, there's like the difference is that we're not living anymore in each other. Like, there's not so much Croatians in Serbia and Serbians in Croatia, but and also the old communist buildings. It's what looks similar, but other things they definitely look different. And how to say? Okay, I'll try to repeat this one. Because I'll have to think of it. I'm not really sure how to say the big difference, but okay, let's start. The difference between Croatia and Serbia is like, for someone that's not from Croatia or Serbia, the difference is like really small in terms of language and some cultural things, but for us it's like really different. And what keeps us, looks the same, it's for example the old communist buildings and influence from the communist time, but since that ended you can see Serbia going more into like kind of Russian influence place and we're going to more Western influence place, so that would be the main difference.
Pra, ndryshimi kryesor është që dhe pse Serbia me Kroacin kanë qenë i njëjti shtet, tani kanë një influencë Kroacia më perëndimore dhe Serbia një influencë më lindore duke u lidhur me Rusinë. After that, you went
after that I went to Bulgaria. I had amazing time there. I met my Turkish friend in Sofia. I mean, didn't have a place to sleep, but in a last minute we met one guy who hosted us, and that's why we had a place to sleep.
Kur vajti në Bullgari, takoi një shok të tij nga Turqia dhe gjetën dhe një vend për të fjetur në momentin e fundit.
I also, when I was hitchhiking to Plovdiv, I met one Ukrainian guy and I thought he was a cool guy, so I invited him to stay with me in Plovdiv with my other friend, and it turned out this Ukrainian guy was like heavy alcoholic. He got so drunk he started to destroy things in my friend's house and in some restaurant, and it was such a mess that I had to tell the guy to leave the other day.
Kur ishin të dy bashkë me shokun e tij nga Turqia, takuan në një të tretë nga Ukraina, i cili që pianec, u bë tap, u thyeu të gjitha edhe në shtëpi, edhe në një lokal që shkuan dhe e ndoqën të nesërmen nga shtëpia.
Also, in Bulgaria, when I was hitchhiking to Turkey, I was picked up by some Turkish truck driver. He was really cool guy. He offered me food, chai and everything. And when I was so surprised when he took out the hashish and started to roll a big joint.
In Turkey that?
If you want to talk about it, I'm fine with it.
Was that in Turkey?
It was still in Bulgaria.
Still in Bulgaria. Kur ishin në Bulgari, aty ku kishte hipur në një kamion të madh dhe po bënte autostop, i dhan çaj dhe pastaj nxorri nga këpuca një trefletësh të madh. Momenti kur Anita nuk do të flas në televizion. Drama.
This is a cool, when I was hitchhiking in Turkey, before Istanbul, I was picked up by some English drivers who had a camper van. So their wheel was on the right side, and I sat on the left one, and we were driving through Turkey, and the Turkish policeman, he stopped us because we were driving on the wrong way or like too fast or something, and he started to write me a fine because he thought I was driving. I was just sitting on the left side.
Për pak dëshmori një job në Turqi, sepse ishte duke bërë autostop me një makinë angleze që e kanë timonin nga ana e kundërt dhe menduan se ky ishte shoferi në Turqi.
And 5 months after that, like, okay, maybe not 5, but 4, I was in Kurdistan, Iraq. It is North Iraq, and again I met the same people, with these people with a camper van, and we were so surprised to meet each other again after 4 months, and we continued to travel together over Kurdistan, over some really beautiful places in Iraq.
Dhe pas 4 muajsh, të njëjtit njerëz që gjeti me makinën angleze i takoi në veri perëndimin e Iranit, që është pjesë e Kurdistanit.
In the meantime, I visited Syria, which was an extremely interesting place to visit and extremely sad. The government-controlled areas are now safe, like Damascus and Aleppo, but the ruins that are done there are unimaginable and really big. I think the world lost a big thing with the war that's going on there.
Shkoj gjithashtu dhe në Siri, që çdo gjë është mirë tani dhe nuk është më e rrezikshme, por gati çdo gjë ishte prishur. How was it walking in Syria?
So even with all this destruction that is really huge and really big, I even felt more safe in Damascus and Aleppo than I felt in Paris or some big European cities.
Dhe nga që i kishte të gjitha të prishura rrugët dhe ndërtesat, ishte më i sigurt mendonte ky në Damaskus apo Aleppo se sa ka qenë kur ka qenë ky në Paris.
Yeah.
What were people doing there? Like, did they have a job like before?
So many people are selling things on the streets, like vegetables and stuff, because bazaars are destroyed and the infrastructure is destroyed. So they're selling a lot of things on the street just like that. And but the very centers of the towns are still intact, and if you're walking in some main centers of Damascus, you would never say that it was a war, and you wouldn't even say it's Syria. You would think it's like really some modern country or something.
Shumë njerëz nga që është prishur vendi ka filluar shesin fruta dhe perime rrugës sepse nuk kanë më treg, edhe po përpiqen që të vazhdojnë jetën e tyre në mënyrën se si e kanë bërë më përpara. Dhe në ca vende mund të shikosh që duket sikur nuk ka qenë asnjëherë luftë.
But then just couple of streets out of center, there's like just destruction, no one living there, like no lights, no anything. It looks like a ghost town. Just couple of 100 meters away.
Dy rrugë më tej, mbase 100 metra nga qendra e qytetit, mund të shikosh shtëpitë e rëna dhe asnjë njeri që jeton atje dhe duket sikur sapo ka ndodhur lufta. Kurse kjo këtu është Anita. Anita di ca fjalë shqip. Përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje, Juli.
Okay, say something in Albanian.
Jam Anita nga Kroaci. That's it.
Si e?
Si e, mirë.
Mirë. And how was Albania when you went?
Yeah, Albania është shumë, Shqipëria është shumë e bukur.
What's the best thing that happened in this trip? Po e pyes se cila është gjëja më e bukur që ndodhi në gjithë këtë udhëtimin 5 mujor.
It was like one really simple thing. I was standing in some desert in Persian Gulf in South Iran, and it was some kind of desert that is going to the sea, and I was sitting alone under a palm tree in a shade, and I was playing guitar, and I finally felt so peaceful. I felt so good. I had my personal space, my time, and I was just feeling so good that I didn't want that to end.
Në një vend shkretëtire, pas 5 muajsh udhetimi, u ul poshtë një pemë palme dhe filloi luante kitare dhe atje gjeti paqen e tij shpirtërore gati në fund të udhetimit pas 5 muajsh kaos në për rrugët e lindjes së mesme.
And also that was really special place because when evening came, when night fell, the sea started to imitate light. Because there are some little tiny planktons there that collect light, and in the night the whole sea glows green color, and it was incredible. I went to swim in the sea and I was all covered in this green light. It was just incredible to see light, sea emitting light.
Dhe kur erdhi darka, në det u ndezën ca planktone me ngjyrë dhe i gjithë deti u bë sikur kishte një ngjyrë të gjelbër dhe kur u hodh ky i ngelën në trup. Dhe filloi dhe ky ishte me ngjyrë të gjelbër.
That's really cool thing. Let me see. We'll pause it for a moment if you don't want to waste video.
I cut it. Were you traveling alone?
Most of these 5 months I was completely alone. In the last 10 days of my trip, my friend, she flew to Erbil, to Kurdistan, Iraq, to join me a bit, and we were traveling together for 10 days, and then we flew back together. And when we flew back together, I bought a Kurdistan flag, and it's actually really controversial to have this flag. That's why I had to hide it in my bag, because if Turkish officials saw I had this flag, they would probably arrest me and put me in a big trouble, because they don't want Kurdistan to be autonomous. However, I do not have political agenda or anything. I just like the flag, that's why I bought it.
Pas në këto 5 muaj ka udhëtuar zakonisht vetëm, veç 10 ditëve të fundit që erdhi një shoqe e tij me aeroplan për ta gjetur, dhe në fund kur po ikte, mori dhe flamurin e Kurdistanit e bleu dhe ishte shumë e rrezikshme sepse kur ikën nga Turqia nëse ta gjejnë në çantë dhe pse nëse nuk e ke marrë për shkak politik, ose të fusin gjobë ose të ngërën probleme të ndryshme me flamurin e Kurdistanit. Mirë e bërë gjithë të udhëtimin, po si nxjerr lekët për gjithë të udhëtimin?
Well, I work in the summer. I work like for pretty much for a couple of months. I'm on the sea sailing and working in tourism sector a lot, so I work whole summer to earn some money for myself, and then with this money I went to Middle East because it's really nice, it's really hospitable, it's really beautiful, misunderstood, and it was cheaper for me to spend time there, so that's why I could like stay a longer time in these places and be financially fine.
Çdo verë në Kroaci punon me tragete me turizmin, është dhe kapiten trageti dhe nxjerr disa lek të cilat mbase nuk I mjaftojnë për të jetuar në Kroaci, por I mjaftojnë për të udhëtuar dhe për të jetuar një jetë më të mirë akoma në lindjen e mesme. Dhe ky çdo verë punon këtu dhe çdo dimër del për një udhëtim tjetër. Where you gonna be next year?
I'm not really sure if next year I'm gonna be in my town, if I'm gonna go traveling again, or if I'm gonna go live somewhere for some time. I'm still having a big dilemma what to do, but
if you go traveling, where it's gonna be?
If I go traveling, well, I would like to go to Latin America or to Middle Asia places like maybe Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all the way down to Pakistan and maybe India.
Në qoftë se udhëton herën tjetër, sepse nuk e ka vendosur akoma çdo bëj dimri që vjen, ka qejf ose të shkojnë në Amerikën e Jugut ose në Azinë Qendrore, diku rreth Kazakhstanit dhe të gjithë shteteve që marrë mes tan. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have a nice time.